Hello, YouTube fans, friends, new recruits, and veterans to the channel, and welcome on in. It's Alternate History Gaming, where we try to recreate history but can't, so it's alternate. I am your humble and gracious player host, Bank60s. Humble and gracious, as always, back with Grand Tactician. And so for those that just wanted to be reacquainted really quick with the situation, the South Carolina State Militia is fumbling around up this way. You've got French's Corps here with Magruder down here, prowling. I've got naval blockades set up at any of the points where they might try to flank through Chesapeake Bay. Army of North Virginia remains here with a battered Buckner and Johnson here. We're stable still. We're in yellow, so I mean, we could conceivably keep pushing. First, we need to take care of some of these promotions and things. So I remember Burns' division was key. Did any of his troops gain experience? Yes, these guys. So they'll get their blue trousers. Right? Yeah. Pretty sure that's right. Delafield, Emory. Ooh, okay. They'll get their blue trousers. And McClernand, as much combat as they've seen, and they did a pretty good job holding up against these Greenhorns did of, I think it was Pike's brigade that was more experienced. How about now in Stockton's division on the far right during the Battle of South Branch Bridge? Ooh, yeah, okay. 2-star quality now. Gray pants, that's fine. Minty, Fry. Stockton's division, maybe we keep them all looking the same. That's fine. Ooh, this Cav regiment. Yeah, okay, good. Whistler with 476 men. 6 guns and 4 guns. What if we just combine those? That helps. 6 guns and 6 guns. 2 captains. I think we'll keep them separate. The rest of the division has gained a little experience. Alcock's division. He fought pretty hard in the last battle, if I remember that right. Gained a little experience in this last one, man. Yeah. These guys get their dark blue pants. These guys get theirs. Whiting, Terrell, Totten. Ooh, now he gets dark blue top, light blue pants. Whoa. Okay, these guys, Bryce. So they've got 4 stars. They'll have something with some flair. Let's go dark red pants. I like it. And then, yeah, that looks good. Bryce's guns. Bryce's guns, I think, have been around since the very, very beginning of the war. What's their history? Yeah, look at this. Bunch of battles down in the Shenandoah. I remember that. Commander should be an infantry. Oh, yeah. So this was something I was going to take a look at per some viewers kind of schooling me on this. All right. Wind Coop. All right. Nobody's necessarily special with any of these. Political. That's fine. Okay. An infantry commander commanding cavalry. Not great. Army unassigned. Cavalry guys. Wounded, killed, wounded. Lieutenant Blinker. Lieutenant John Buford. How about we do that? Huh? Okay. Lieutenant Buford will take over for Morrell. Right here. Assign. Lieutenant Colonel. Yeah, okay. Lieutenant Colonel John Buford now has this regiment of cavalry, or this, small unit. Now. Okay, no specialty really there or here. Okay, Whistler is a colonel of infantry. Let's, who are our other officers who are cavalry officers? Right? Unassigned. Cavalry. Lieutenant Bayard. Lieutenant George Armstrong Custer with the Army of North Virginia. Why not? Why not? Let's go. Let's freaking go. Whistler, you get replaced by Lieutenant George Armstrong Custer. It's going to take a minute to get over to him, I think. Right here. Boom. All right, their cavalry specialty now. He's a lieutenant colonel, commanding a little above his ability for now, but that's all right. Better to have the cavalry specialty, I'd say. All right, this guy, Hamilton, he's an infantry commander. He's an infantry commander. I think maybe this is something that I'm thinking that it adds experience to the troops faster, maybe, is one thing. Oh, here we go. Whiting, who is a cavalry commander commanding infantry. Yeah, we don't want to do that. How about Morrell? Let's just do it. No, we don't want to do it him because... Fine, we'll do Whistler. This will work. He's not going to be that good, but next, Granger, who is an infantry commander, will be replaced by Whiting. All right, and then Ord is an artillery commander. So is Terrell. Bryce could replace... So Terrell, let's replace him with just some random lieutenant, Oliver O. Howard. A lieutenant colonel, let's say. Okay, then Howard gets replaced by Bryce. This is good for me to kind of practice here. Okay. Infantry, Granger. Assign. Boom. So then I want to replace Bryce with Totten. Artillery. Damn it. Upton? Sure. All right. Good deal. So this is, I think, sorted, although Ord could be replaced with a better infantry commander. Bryce. Let's do that. Assign and promote him. Colonel Bryce. Cool. Howe. He's an artillery guy. Infantry, political, fine, artillery. So got a couple of artillery guys here. Colonel Albion Howe. Let's replace him with a infantry. Whittlesey. Whittlesey, age 53, huh? What about John A. McDowell? How about him? Captain John A. McDowell. Let's assign him. Colonel. Breveted or whatever you would call it. All right, infantry, right? And then you got Taylor, who is political, and Quinby, who is artillery. Let's replace him with a cavalry leader. Unassigned, lieutenant. Bayard. Sounds good to me. Stevenson. Let's replace him with the artillery guy that we just dropped. Sedgwick, Webb. So this is weird. Sometimes the guys that we drop don't show up. This is I'm kind of going through something new right here. We're trying to really hone this army. Robinson. That's fine. These guys are just of the appropriate rank, I would say. This is all fine. Whipple is an engineer. I mean, that's fine. All right, let's go back to unit. Oh, here was the other thing. Weapons. I think I need to... Okay, I want more Springfield rifled muskets. So let's do another run of 50,000. We're going to need them. Or I'll tell you what, let's do 25. Let's order those up. So some more 12-pounders would probably be good. 32 pieces for 1.2 million. Let's do that. We've got 2.6 thousand 6-pound field guns. That's what our armories are churning out like crazy right now. £20 Parrott rifles. We don't need 32 of them, but we could get 16 more for another 618K. Yep. Model 1817 rifle. The Plains rifle. I kind of like that just because, you know, I'm from the Plains, so to speak. 2,000 pieces for 1.2 billion. Whoa. Okay, well, I guess that's not... The Plains rifle. 5,000 more pieces there. Let's order that up. That sounds good. All right. That'll be some good weapons orders. Equip future armies. The Army of North Virginia will kind of remain in situ where we are here. Let's go ahead, push play, and let's get these guys on the move where I'd planned. Let them take the railroad, double time it, y'alls. All right, and then I was just going to start scooching these guys. We'll go with an offensive stance and raid. We may end up in a battle again here. Buckner looks like he's headed back down the valley. And I won't be doing what I thought I might, which is to take the rest of this stretch of railroad. We're still working up here. And then the other part was keep pushing. I think we'll be able to just keep pushing. Some skirmishing. Let's have these guys on a blockade. This naval unit. Let's take the front lines off. Let's bring them here in support. I wonder if there will be an engagement. They've been pulling back all this time so far. There could be a battle here. We'll see. McClellan's army's in pretty good shape. Going into the nighttime, though. want to try to keep an eye on everything. That's crazy how we're getting provisions from here. I don't know why it doesn't say that there's an arrow coming down from here, from the depot. I'm not sure about that. So we're going to stay in defensive stance for now, right here. And then we're going to build some telegraph wire. Doop. Right. Actually, we'll build it behind us. Come on. Right there. All right. We've got Harper's Guards and DC Defense in the same area now. Just have these fellas on their way. For now, I'm going to go ahead and do this. So the Harper's Guards, we're going to transfer them into here. Hayes will end up being relieved. So Hurlburt, oops. Yep, and yep. Take a day to put that all together, and he'll have close to 30,000 men, and so we'll have close to 40,000 altogether when we get this army of the coast that is now being diverted back toward DC, and so we'll have a new army that can drive toward French's corps. Maybe we'll have a battle. Yeah, no engagement here. Army of Tennessee is standing. So let's take a look at this army. Steedman. All right, we're going to do reboard muskets. Oh, gosh darn it. We don't have that many left. Hunt, Hall rifle, Beatty, Springfield rifle, musket, Wallace, same. All right, we can upgrade cavalry weapons. Cool. Smith carbine. Yep. Can't do that. Colt revolving rifle. Oof. I like that for Zook. And speaking of which, probably specialize these guys if we can, although I don't see any that are particularly out of place. That's kind of lucky. This guy is. All right. These guys aren't quite right. Okay. Sheesh. So, you know, I hate this for the role play, but I want a cavalry general. Cavalry officer, that is. Ready for duty. That's it. Okay. That's what tells you. Merit. Let's do it. Zook. That's fine. Seymour, no. We want to replace him with a cavalry unit who is ready for general, who's ready for duty. Pennington Jr.? Sure. Hicks. Fine. Hunt. We want to replace. We could. Well, he's already brigadier general, so. I know we won't put him in charge of artillery battery. We'll replace him with Averill. Sykes. He's an infantry commander. He's a major. So let's replace him. This isn't affecting our national morale, by the way, thank goodness. Cavalry. Oh, this, we want an artillery guy. Ammon, sure. All right, now these guys. Heyman, he's an infantry commander. Let's replace him. Artillery, Webb. 80 cannon with 13,000 men. All right. So, for some reason, Covington still belongs to the Confederates. So I'd say we need to get back there. We'll stay on offensive and skirmish them as we go. Keep our Navy here to keep an eye on them. Then I might send cavalry out again down here to Louisville. Not sure. I don't love the idea of dividing that army too awful much. By the way, we'll call this something else. For now, it is DC Defense, but I think we're going to make this Army of the Potomac. All right. Army of the Coast will transfer into the Army of the Potomac. Light Burns Division under Hurlbut. Wait. Oh, I see. It was just a bunch of brigades. Okay. So let's do this, all of this. Good. Okay, we'll be organizing that a little bit better once they all arrive. Bingo. This army. Bye-bye. Army of the Coast. Sorry. Army of the Potomac. At 37,000, about 38,000 troops. French's Corps. 29,000 with 45 guns. We've got them outgunned big time. All right, what do we got here? POW camps overcrowded. Okay. What can we do about that? Upgrade? Okay, we've got 6,500 prisoners of 5,000. Having enough capacity in your POW camps reduces the need paroling captured soldiers. Prisoners are automatically transferred among all available prison camps to avoid overcrowding. Overcrowding would rebuff enemy states and increase their support for the war. Yeah, we need to upgrade this if we can. Big offensive for 63. The way that I would put it, that's a good question. The way that I've been conducting things thus far is just with goals in mind of where I'd like to, where I'd like for the front lines to be. So one goal I have by the end of 1862 is to control the rest of the B&O Railroad so that the Rebs can't use it for annoying stuff like they were in southern Pennsylvania. That is one goal for the late 1862 period. As far as the next, let's go to another. So I don't think I'll be able to capture Richmond anytime real soon. I've already done much of this. Capture 10 forts is not going to happen anytime soon. Capturing West Virginia, now that can happen. So that's a goal in the east. Capture West Virginia. That'll equal... Okay, that'll hurt them by minus 2.5. And then I've already done 5 consecutives on both land and sea. The Army of the Mississippi is what will work on cutting the Confederacy in half, which helps me by +5 national morale, and I got to do it before 1864. So what if I were to say that there's like a big operation planned for 1863, it would be very likely to push hard south down the river and push toward Richmond. For all of 1863 and 1864, those will be the main focuses, and also just tightening our grip across the whole coast. As you can see, we just continue to blockade all through here. They really got nothing for us. All right, we're back to full supply here, so we'll come back to the Mississippi Delta and blockade once more. The New Orleans, Mobile area. And so, yeah, I think, our efforts in 1863, 1864 will be to push straight down the river in concert with the Western armies through Arkansas and down, what is that? Is that the Red River or the White River? I can't remember which. Does it say on the map? No. But down this river here and meet, kind of down this area, kind of Arkansas Post. An invasion up toward New Orleans would make sense, but I'm still trying to work this kind of, in-house role play type of deal, with my strategy being to take out Salt down here along the Gulf Coast, here, down around over here, I believe. And so I still want to do that, but the problem is that you got to keep armies alive in swamp. So what I may end up having to do is take Pensacola. Now they built they have Fort Barrancas there. Yeah, that's right. So I may have to land here, come up around, attack Fort Barrancas with a coastal army next year. Medical treatment. They have a hospital here. We have none. Ooh, that might be something to work on here. Let's see. Federal buildings. Hospital. We should probably do this. Let's get a hospital in Philadelphia. Just for you, Stoic. Up here in Philly, the city of brotherly love. A hospital there. And then we'll put another one here in, we won't put it in Cincinnati. We'll put it in Columbus. Columbus, Ohio, right over here. Wink. Still a double B minus. So that's the part that's going to hold me up, right? This war may go to 1867 for all I know. Our finances are not so good. Getting better though. Really getting quite a bit better. Pretty pleased with this. Tariff income is sneaking up there. Our buildings, army upkeep, and supply depots are costly for sure. I'd like for my economic subsidies to go up. Yeah, we should really... I think we should really push it with that. So that's just the thing. It's like, I don't know if I can afford much larger of an army right now. It's almost like I'm behind the historical schedule by about a year. It took me about a year in game to kind of start to really figure out some of the particulars, some of the complexities, if you will. That's just it, yeah. You're in the single Bs. This, you get to where you stop paying attention to that stuff when you should like, you know, you get a little spoiled and you forget, you get irresponsible and you forget that you have to have the war economy to support the war effort. And right now, I would say I'm skating right on the edge of having enough economy and money and things in the background and logistics and everything to support what I have in the field right now. Or at least that's how it feels. We're holding steady at this double B minus, which I feel like is pretty good. So we got a perk here with the Army of the Potomac. What should we do? Let's do Siege Train, because we're going to try to take Fort Archer next. Heavy siege artillery assembled in what's called a siege train. Transported to take part in sieges only. Siege train consists of heavy rifle, artillery, and mortars. Siege firepower plus 25%. Boom. We'll do that. And then next is, I believe we've got everybody now. Yep. So let's create a new division. Okay, Hayes, that's fine. He was he was in command, I think, of another of the forces. So let's go with him. White. So Lightburn and his infantry. Engelmann and his infantry. Blaisdell. Reynolds. These guys. Yeah, we got a lot of artillery here. McMillan. I like having lots of reserve batteries. This division under Wessels has got tons of artillery. What if we did 8 and 8 into 16? 15, 16. Holy cow. That's crazy. 16, 15, 6, and 13, 6 and 7. Right there. 10 and 7. Oh. No. Oh, there's 2 left. Okay, let's do that. Let's put one more into Hayes right here, and then we'll take 2 out if we can. We kind of can't. That's annoying. You can't expand the window either. I guess we'll just have to live with that. Let's see what our units have to shoot with. Springfield muskets. Plains rifle, Mississippi rifle. Okay, mixed muskets. Good. We got some rifled muskets that we can add now. Duryea. And I think these are a lot of 6-pounders too. Those are 12-pounders. Those are 6-pounders. So let's get some 12-pound howitzers. I have 104 of them. I rather like the Parrott rifles, though. So we'll do that. That was Blake. Blake's been around since the beginning. George A.H. Blake. I feel like he should be promoted. Interesting. You can't make... I don't think you can make a new... an artillery brigade or whatever. Be interesting to be able to do that, though. Welsh. Got 6-pounders. Fine, I'll give him some 12-pound howitzers. Peck. We'll do the same thing with him. And Fremont's division will just be kind of like an attacking division. We'll have to try to remember that. Steel. A lot of Springfield muskets, that's fine. Ooh, we got enough for Enfields, good. And Bolin. Hey, our specialties are all set there. Good, good. Did I do that on purpose? 12-pound howitzer, 6-pound field gun. £12-pound field gun. How about Alexander? 6-pounders, 6-pounders. We'll just keep those 6-pounders. That's fine. Let's do some more 12-pound howitzers. Under Benton. McMillan. 10-pound Parrott rifle. Oh, no, 3-inch ordnance rifles. Let's just do more of these. Bringhurst. All right, now, how about his infantry? We could upgrade to the Springfield musket. I think that's at least a little bit better. Oh, no, we got enough for Plains rifles here. Sweet, let's do it. Blaisdell. Springfield musket, good. Now, these cannon, we want these to be... I think we want these to be big in this. Yeah. And then the rest are probably going to have to be 6-pounders. I don't want my reserve artillery to... The reserve artillery, they got to be able to shoot a ways. By the way, do we have... Oh, these guys only have 1 month left, but they're a big, big brigade. Less than a month. Okay, yeah, we're going to have to use these troops. We're absolutely going to have to use these troops sooner rather than later. Not these, but... Yeah, okay. So Wessel's whole division... What are these guys? These guys are like regular troops. Oh, yeah, this is the regular army troops that folded in with an earlier policy. Okay. All right, so 38,000 troops, 220 guns. I'd say the Army of the Potomac is about ready to get on the move. So the campaign beginning with Fort Archer.